Let's open a box. Okay, we have some things to open here. Now, this box was sent to me by Max Aroma. They reached out and said they wanted to send me a few things, and send me things they did. One of which I requested, and the rest are total surprises. I didn't know they wanted to send me some stuff. We'll get to the one I requested last. It's a very special fragrance. So we're gonna not smell everything here. I wanna show you what we have. We'll spray a couple things, and then we'll keep it moving. Before I get started, I want to let you know, once again, these fragrances were sent to me by Max Aroma. I did not pay for them. I do think Max Aroma is a great place to get niche and designer fragrances. You don't need me to tell you that because they are well known, they're reputable, their reputation precedes them. But if you want to know if I believe in what they're doing, yes, they have great selection. They have great prices. We're coming up on the holidays, so they're going to have some good sales. So keep an eye on the channel because I will have some promos for you guys. But what's most important is that fragrance hauls like what you're about to see are not normal. You don't have to do this to feel like you're committed to the hobby. You don't have to buy a bunch of fragrances at once that you've never smelled before. I say this time and time again, this is not real life. So just keep that in mind. We're just having a good time here. I'm adding more fragrances to my collection than I really need because I have so many already. There's just a sampling here, but I'm a reviewer. I like to bring new stuff to the channel to keep things fresh. That's the purpose. Let's dive right into it. So first, let's take stock of what we got. This is a brand I have heard of before, and I've smelled one of their fragrances. It's called Alghabra. I've smelled one fragrance that they have called King of Flowers, but they also sent me a full bottle of Scent of Paradise. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. So let's go ahead and open this one first. We're not going to worry about the discovery sets for now. We'll go brand by brand here. This should make the box a little easier to see now. Really simple silver box. We have some beautiful detailing on the side. But let's go ahead and get this thing open. Is this a sleeve? This is a sleeve. Let's slide it. That's what you do with sleeves. You slide it. You slide it. You get it. Simple bottle design, but very premium feeling. Thick base. Look at that base. I get crazy about this stuff. I just love quality. Thick, beautiful bottle. How's the cap? No magnet, but clicks into place nicely. You have some kind of logo there. I think it's the G and the H. Okay. Scent of Paradise. I'm going to put this on a blotter. As I like to say, this is not the most ideal way to first experience a fragrance. This is not realistic, but it's the best I can do with smelling multiple fragrances at once, but either spraying it on your skin or a blotter and smelling it up close. Don't ever let that be the final say. It's totally fine to do that, but just know that you got to give it that wearing. You have to smell it in the air around you. That's what's going to be realistic. That's going to give you an idea of what it's like to wear it. White atomizer. You don't see that very often. It's cool. This is lovely. Not really something I would wear in the cooler season. I did forget to show you the back here. This beautiful artwork on the back of the label. They didn't have to do that, but they did. Right away, I'm getting something a little bit similar to Silver Mountain Water from Creed. It's very cooling and fresh, very citrusy. In fact, more citrusy than Silver Mountain Water. Like a bergamot, maybe a lemon. There's something a little bit bitter about it with its crisp freshness, but there's something almost floral in there. Soft and floral, definitely white smelling, clean, crisp, cooling, fresh, citrus, floral, maybe a little musky, not really getting much else beyond that, but it smells beautiful. It smells like it would be a very refreshing fragrance to wear in the spring. I want to look up these notes. Bergamot and fruity notes are the top. We got iris, rose, lavender in the heart, and musk in the base. So I got most of that. That's what I was detecting. Sandalwood, amber as well. And do people say it smells like Silver Mountain? Yeah, we got some votes. It's really beautiful. It's pretty soft. It is apparently an extrait de parfum. We'll see how that actually affects how it behaves, not necessarily how it performs. I just want to know what the vibe will be like in the air, and of course how it will last on the skin. Theoretically, higher concentration should last longer, but not all the time. Either way, I really like it. It is definitely similar to Silver Mountain Water, but it's a slightly different personality. This is a little bit more soft, a little bit maybe more unisex smelling compared to Silver Mountain Water, which I really love. I love this. It's a nice twist on that DNA. So not a bad start. That is Scent of Paradise. And I'm not going to open this now, but this is from Mark Buxton. This is the sample pack. I will open this up at some point later. Maybe I'll do a live stream and I'll smell some samples, not only from here, but also from Alghabra. So again, we'll save the samples for another time. Let's move on to the house of Vertus. I've only ever heard the name of this, but I know nothing about it. I believe this is their discovery set, which is unreal. This thing is really intense. Perhaps a little bit overkill in terms of packaging, because what do you do with this? You got to store it somewhere. Here it is. A lot going on here. We have a lot of fragrances to smell. This is overwhelming. 21 fragrances? That is ridiculous. And it looks like they have these little holes down here where you can like stand them up when you're trying them out and stuff. That's cool. Okay, so that's what it would look like if you want to sample the house of Vertus. This is really cool. Vertus is a noun, an appreciation of, taste for, or expertise in the fine arts.
Just so you know.
They did send me one full bottle from Vertus, and they call this Vanilla Oud. So this has my attention because this sounds like something I would wear in the upcoming season, or in the current season, really. Okay, so I love how this is kind of their design aesthetic, this shaping of the box, which I think follows through on the bottle too. I love that. Very subtle, but it's unique. It leaves room for their logo. This is a pedestal style box, so you don't want to let the thing fall out. Oh my God. What a beautiful bottle. Look, you guys need to see this. This is gorgeous. Get some light on that. Look at that. The camera's not even doing it justice. This is beautiful. I love, again, it's on the bottle, that design, very unique. We got a magnetic cap, hefty.
Like that?
I'm gonna put this on my hand because this feels like it's gonna be a deeper, richer fragrance. I wanna give it a chance to show its depth on the skin, even in an initial spray like this up close. So let's see. Okay, decided to come right out right away. Yes, it is what it sounds like. Smooth, creamy, rich, warm, sweet vanilla with this dry, slightly smoky, almost a smoky oud. Not overtly so, it just adds this very interesting burnt texture to the vanilla, like a burnt vanilla. But as you smell closer, you definitely get that it's oud. There's a little bit of this slightly bitter medicinal quality. I'm not getting that in the air as this wafts, only up close. This is gorgeous. It doesn't exactly remind me of anything in particular. I mean, there's some elements that how it comes together is going to smell like maybe some other more warm, ambery fragrances out there that have oud in them, but I'm liking this. Let's look up these notes. Saffron, rhubarb, apple, bergamot. I think I get some saffron. I'm not really getting anything all that fruity. Middle notes of oud, more saffron, cashmere wood, rose, jasmine, cyclamen, a lot of florals. Base notes of more oud, vanilla, caramel. Definitely getting a caramelized vibe. Tonka bean seed. Okay, a lot going on here. What do people say it reminds them of? Some people say that Calamot Black. I can see that. I was getting a little bit of this Middle Eastern vibe, like a Calamot Black, which I used to own years ago as a gift from my friend A2, you know who you are, but I ended up gifting it back to him because I wasn't ready for it. Now I might be ready for it. But this is a little bit more on the vanilla side than it is on the oud side, more than it is on the ambery side as well. There's something elegant and a little alluring about it. I wouldn't call it an overtly sexy fragrance, but there's something, you know, soft and definitely luxurious about it. Lovely, lovely stuff. I will happily be giving this some wear as we come into the winter. This is beautiful. I can't wait to show this to Grace. That is Vanilla Oud. And the final fragrance, let's take off the cellophane, then I'll show you what it is. So here's what we're dealing with. Bottega Veneta Pour Homme, the original Pour Homme, which I smelled years ago. I included it in a video I did probably 5 years ago about like the best mature smelling fragrances for young men or something like that. And this fragrance was in that video. So this is a 90 ml bottle. This is the larger size. If you guys don't already know, I talk about the Extreme all the time. This one is pretty big on woods and pine and maybe some leather. I love this detailing around the cap you're gonna see in the B-roll. Really, really nice touch. Let's give this a spray on the other hand. Great atomizer. This is gonna be a little bit old school smelling, a little bit more masculine, gentlemanly, something to wear when you want to be more professional. This is great. Yeah, I'm definitely getting more of like a woody vetiver, slightly bitter woods, a little green smelling. Smells like the outdoors, like you're out in the forest. Woody, a little earthy. The difference between this and the Extreme is that the Extreme is more leathery. The leather is more in the background here. Very dressed up smelling. I think I like the Extreme a little bit more, but again, this is on the skin up close. Gonna give it that full wearing. We'll see how it does. I think this will have more presence. This will, I think, be a little bit more noticeable and maybe something I would wear more in the daytime and maybe a little bit more casually, even though I would dress it up. But the Extreme, I think, really calls for something a little bit more formal. So that is Bottega Veneta Pour Homme, the original. I look forward to giving it a full wearing and sharing my thoughts with you. Okay, so that's our little haul. Hope you enjoyed it. I'd love to know, have you tried any of the fragrances we smelled? We had Scent of Paradise, we had Vanilla Oud from Vertus, and then we have, of course, the original Bottega Veneta Pour Homme. And as you can see here, it's been patient waiting here the whole video. I have my new fragrance, Second Soul. Do check that out. At the time I'm filming this, it's available for pre-order, but it will be shipping very soon. So those of you who have placed an order, you'll be receiving it very soon. If you have not placed an order yet, then you're gonna wanna do that.
That's all I really have to say.
Do check out the videos I've done talking more about it. I'll link to something up here where you can learn more if you have not heard about it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm gonna have links to everything I talked about down below at Aroma. Do check them out. Peace. I'll see you in the next one.